Yes, sir, you can start. Ramesh, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Good evening to all dignitaries of online platform of webinar series 3. On behalf of Team ELI, I, Ramesh Nanavre, welcome you. I am very much privileged to introduce today's speaker, a very adorable and respectable mentor of Team ELI, Sri Anil Bagde sir, from Prahlad Rai Dalmia Lawrence College of Commerce and Economics, Malad West, Mumbai. Friends, we have sayings in Sanskrit. Sateshu jayate shuraha, sahasreshu cha panditaha, vakta dasa sahasreshu, data bhavati vanava. It means we find one brave person behind 100 people, one clever person behind 1,000 people, and one orator behind 10,000 people, Vakta Dasa Sahasreshu, and so on. I mean, Anil sir is the one out of 10,000. So I am privileged. Anil sir is an MA in English and Economics and secured professional degree in education, that is B.Ed. Let me share the screen. He is having an experience of more than 27 years in this pious field of teaching to the students and teachers all over Maharashtra. He worked as a member of State Board Textbook Review Committee for both 11th and 12th English course book. In 2010, he was appointed as a state level resource person in English literature. He conducted various workshops in Mumbai and Pune division. He was a state level resource person for revised English course book for higher secondary level. He was a chairperson of revaluation panel for Mumbai Divisional Board. He worked as a member of question paper scrutiny committee too of the same board. Anil sir was appointed as an academic committee member for CHES, that is Continuous Help for Teachers of English from Secondary School program at state level by Regional Academic Authority, English Expertise, Aurangabad. From 2012 to 17, he worked as an assistant chief moderator in English, and in 2015 February as well as July exam, he was a chief moderator in English for 12th standard at Divisional Board of Mumbai. Anil sir was a paper setter in compulsory English for 3 times and in the subject of English literature for 4 times. Anil sir has been working as a resource person since 2013 for in-service senior scale and selection grade teachers training at divisional level. He was a member of Flying Squad appointed by Divisional Board Mumbai 2. He was a member of Online Admission Core Committee for MMRDA region appointed by Deputy Director of Education Mumbai. I welcome to the speaker Sri Anil Bagde sir and all participants who have spared their precious time and energy to enrich themselves and ELI too. Over to Anil Bagde sir. The online ELI platform is all yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your introduction about mine, but let me just tell to all my teachers that whatever sir has told, okay, but I am an ordinary teacher like you all, working with you all only. So I am one of you. These are the opportunities or the platforms we got. We try to do justice to that. Uh, can I share the screens, sir, now?
Yes, sir, you can.
1 minute. Yes. Good evening to everybody. Uh, First of all, I am very thankful to ELI committee to invite me here for a session, and I will try my best to do justice to the topic given to me by you all. Without wasting time, we will come to the session and will start. Uh, this is my today's, you can say, plan for the day. These are the things that I would like to discuss with you all. I'm going to introduce, we'll talk about the icebreakers, or I have been allotted A.G. Gardiner's one of the beautiful essay titled On Saying Please. And this is the plan for the day when we are going to deal this topic. We are going to talk a little bit about ice breaking. There will be a little bit discussion about the writer. We need to talk about title, theme, characters from this particular essay, short summary of this essay before we actually deal with the actual teaching of that essay. Then, as a sample, I'm going to show you an extract. No doubt I'm not going to discuss it, but we'll talk a little bit related to that. We need to talk about the takeaway message from this essay to we all. And finally, we will talk about the something which is really very important, because when we are dealing prose section, there are so many things that we do relate with that. For example, we need to talk about vocabulary, we need to talk about personal response questions, grammar, writing skills, etc. So this is the plan for the day, and I expect my session should be an interactive. I'm trying, I'm making it in such a way that where I will involve some of the participants and they will take active part into this particular today's webinar. I'm doing it purposely, teachers, because see, we all from last near about 1.5 months, we are teaching online, and we know how many times or sometimes students they are disturbing us. But you can engage your students 100% even in your online lecture also, as you used to do in your day-to-day lecture. So how we can keep them on toes, how we can involve them, how there can be an active participation, that also would be my another purpose, or I would like to demonstrate through this. Now, therefore, I expect active participation from my teachers here. Uh, let's So, first of all, we will talk about the ice-breaking activities of this lesson, and I expect some of the teachers to take the part. Means, see, we all know that in day-to-day life, uh, how much important is there the words which are related to the courtesy. There are so many words which are related to courtesy. For example, we use the word sorry, or we are using the word please, thank you, etc. So if it is I expect some of my participants to give the answer to this question. Who will give me the answer? Praveen madam,
Yes, sir.
can
We
you
can
tell me
have thank you.
some
Yes,
words I
sir.
have already.
Thank you is already there. We can put up sorry. Sorry is
Very
also
good.
there. Sorry. Please is there. Then we can have excuse me.
Very
We
good.
can excuse ourselves. We can say like hello. What can we do for you? How can I help you the same way?
Yes.
Uh, we also can say I'm when we ask question, we can say I'm fine, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Or excuse ourselves if you want to say something in between.
Yes, 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 yes. So nice, so nice. Thank you very much. So there are so many words, not only these. Apart from that, there are so many different words that we do use it. Now, second, you all know that there are so many qualities, character traits, which we say that they are either appropriate or inappropriate, or we like or we dislike. Can you just tell me about this particular? I have given this list absolutely from our course book textbook only, and therefore I just would like you to tell one of my participant uh, to talk about that, which is the proper one, which is not proper one, or which is the good one, which is the bad one. Manisha madam, can you?
Yes, sir. Good
Yes.
evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Mhm.
Sir, this is the third activity of our icebreaker section. And the first sentence is to receive phone calls while you are in a lecture or class. This is an inappropriate act, sir. Then second is to knock.
Excuse.
It's all right.
Excuse.
It's all right. It's all right. She has turned to the third
Third
activity.
one.
Okay.
Should I say
Okay.
the second one, sir? Should I say the
No,
second
no,
one?
no problem. No problem, Manisha
I'll
madam.
proceed. I'll proceed with this.
Yes,
Okay, sir.
proceed.
Okay, sir.
No problem. No
So
problem.
second statement is to knock before you enter while enter your principal's office. This is also an appropriate act. Then
Yes.
third one is to thank the person who offers you tea or coffee. It's an appropriate act.
Yes.
Then fourth is to be polite and courteous to others. This is also an appropriate act. Then fifth one is to leave a classroom without the teacher's permission. It is an inappropriate act. It is wrong. And the sixth one is to occupy the seats reserved for ladies or physically challenged or elderly people in a bus or a train is an inappropriate act.
Okay. Yes. Very good. Very good. So you realize that you all must have realized that these are the things we can say that manners and etiquette that we need to follow in our day-to-day life. Well, we missed second activity here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have to just rather than we cannot put tick marks here. Therefore, we can say that these are the good things for us or these are the bad things for us. So whether we should follow it. Just talk about few activities. We don't need to go in detail. Yes, Manisha madam, can you say?
Yes, sir. So here it is that listed below are few character traits of people. Some are positive traits while the others are not. And just we have to name them. So in the first block, it is conniving, insensitive,
Yes.
sly, or we can cunning. Then it
Yes.
is humorous and naive and benevolent. And the
What do
correct
you
answer.
what do you think about egoistic?
Yes, sir. Egoistic is not correct, sir. Actually, wise is the answer there in the second
Yes,
block.
yes,
And
yes,
first block,
very
means,
good.
sir, it's humorous and benevolent, sir.
Yes, very good, very good.
And in the
So,
yes,
talk about the third third column.
third block says boastful, humble, servile, territorial, patronizing, and generous. And correct answers are humble and generous, sir.
Very good. You can certainly talk about them.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, So this was just means, remember teachers, that whenever you are going to start anything new, we need to prepare our students mentally for to receive that particular topic. Now, after that, we have to turn to get an idea about the writer. Let's see the writer of this lesson, what is said about him. Here also, see, no doubt I will talk a little bit about the writer, and then I will ask one of the student of mine or the teacher student of mine to talk about this particular writer. We all know that even in our old syllabus also we had one wonderful lesson, An Open Window by A.G. Gardiner. And of the same author, this another essay that is On Saying Please is also given for us to study. Let's try to know something more about this author, and I request one of the students to read about the author here. Yes, can you see it?
Yes. Good
Yes.
evening, sir, and all. I am Hema More.
Yes.
About the author, Alfred George Gardiner was an English journalist, editor, and author. At the age 37, he was appointed as an editor of the Daily News. Sorry, sir, I can't see. Those are there.
Yeah, his essays were written under the pen name called as a Alpha of the Flow, and
okay, sir. So I'll just continue, sir. Okay. His essays written under the pen name Alpha of the Plough are highly regarded. He was also chairman of the National Anti-Sweating League, an advocacy group which campaigned for minimum wage in industry. His essays are uniformly elegant, graceful, and humorous. His uniqueness lies in his ability to teach the basic truths of life as in an easy and amusing manner. He raised the question of morality in everyday life. He was born on 2nd June 1865 in Chelmsford, United Kingdom, and died 3rd March 1946.
Yes, my teachers, deliberately I am involving teachers in this activity so that you all will get an idea that even when you are doing this online presentation from your house, you can certainly make all your students to be 100% attentive by involving them activity. And of course, after students reading it, you as a teacher, you will give some more idea about the topic to the students. For example, about the author, we can say that he was a very famous English journalist, editor. Only by the age of 17, he was appointed as an editor of the newspaper, very famous newspaper, The Daily, which used to get published from London. Even he was editor of evening newspaper, and he wrote there with a judo or a pen name, Alpha of the Flow. So these things are going to be really very, very important for the students. So at least they will get overall idea and will become familiar with the writer that you are going to discuss there with them. Now, after introduction of the writer, we will turn toward the title of this essay. The title of the essay is really very, very indicative. It talks, there is a word, the title of the essay is On Saying Please, and it talks about the manner, our etiquettes, or how we need to deal in our day-to-day life. So how these particular things are very, very important in our day-to-day life. What is told about that? Let's see in this, and I will request my other student to read it for I request my other student to read it for us. Yes, it's a significance of the title.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm
Yes.
Shailaja Mantha.
Yes.
Significance of the title. The title of this essay reinforces people to be civil and courteous. The world is a place where we have to live with a lot of different people who have different attitudes, different manners, traditions, and mentalities. They behave in different ways, but we have to put up with them so that life can smoothly go on. If we do not adopt good manners, we will poison the whole atmosphere and spoil the stream of life. So, can't we lighten other spirits and lighten our task as well?
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Shailaja madam, for nice reading. Now I will expect my teachers to discuss these things with the students, to discuss the importance of the title of this particular lesson to the students, that how much it is really very, very important in our day-to-day, everyday life to follow some certain manners. See, there is no certain rule, there is no certain law that we have to follow some rules and regulations or the manners and the etiquettes in our day-to-day life. But yes, it is really very important for us to be civil, courteous, understanding, human with our fellow beings. Actually, we know that this is a world where we come across variety of people in the course of our life. And while dealing with lot of different people who have different attitudes, manner, traditions, everything, their mentalities, but still we have to make our life to move it smoothly. And remember, unless and until we won't adopt these manners, probably if we will refuse to accept all these things, we will be a person who will be responsible to poison the atmosphere around us. It will probably put us into distress. It will kill our own peace of mind. And therefore, don't we think that we need to lighten the problems of the other people and take our life happily and lighten our task also? And this is what I think the significance of this particular essay is really very, very indicative for we all. And after discussing this point, we need to turn to the next point, and that is I feel this, because see, before actually we start, we turn to our actual teaching of the extract that we have decided to teach on that XYZ. We need to prepare all these things in detail with the students. We cannot teach the whole lesson in a day, and therefore we need to prepare them step by step. And once if you have given them enough idea of the topic, then I think whichever chunk, the section, unit, that subunit that you have decided to deal with, you will be able to do justice with that. Let's come to the next part, that is the theme. And what is told here about the theme, I just would like one of my other student to read the theme for the for everybody. Who will read it?
Sure, sir.
Sachin sir? Yes.
I'm Sachin. I'm doing it now.
Okay,
In this
Sachin, you are
essay,
reading.
we have civility, morality, responsibility, and control. After reading this essay, readers realizes that Gardiner may be exploring the theme of courtesy and the benefits of being courteous to others. The story of the lift man and his pushing of the man out of the lift leaves two people to suffer, the lift man and the man himself. The lift man only suffers by his actions, whereas if he had taken the moral high ground and continued to be polite to the man, he may have in fact changed the man's approach to him. By showing civility, the narrator argues that more is to be gained than if one is ill-mannered or ill-tempered towards another person. Actually speaking, by his behavior, the lift man lost his peace of mind and freedom. Conductor's example is also interesting as he at all time appears to take the higher moral ground despite what he may think of his passengers on the bus. He never judges anyone and is apologetic when he makes a mistake, something that is noticeable when he stands on the narrator's feet. Though an accident, the conductor ensures that he apologizes and that no offense can be taken. This is very important as the author might be suggesting that just as the liftman lost his patience and peace of mind, the conductor, on the other hand, remains morally upright. He is sensible enough to know when he has made a mistake and when he must apologize. Unlike the liftman, who has taken matters personally and as a result has broken the law. Legality takes precedence over moral laws in the eyes of society, and one is left to deal with a perceived moral injustice by themselves. And the last line I cannot read because
without the support of the law.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sachin sir, for reading it. See, I expect why we need to follow these things. Now here I expect my teachers, they will initiate discussion with students. They will try to use some inquiry-based learning with them. Why can't you have? Why can't we make some students to answer some certain questions? For example, we can take them that by what are the different things that are told as per this particular extract, or what are the things that are mentioned here which talks about the theme. Of course, some students will say that, sir, it talks about courtesy, it talks about civility, it talks about morality, our responsibility. It means they may give some other answers, and this will, you will try to probe the things, you will try to find out whether the students have understood, comprehended that what you are making them to give them, what you are making them to understand. Then you can make them that how courtesy is really very, very, being courteous to other is how good in our life. You can talk, you can give them that, you can ask them what are the two different examples which are discussed here, and 100% your students will come out, yes, the liftman, how he behaved with that passenger, with that person, sorry, complainant that who just told him that top, and then what happened between them. Whereas if the liftman, he would have used his presence of mind, if he would have been more civil, I think the problem would have got solved over there only. Whereas the other wonderful example is given there of the conductor. So that also you can see that how despite of that situation, how conductor, he kept himself always morally upright. By mistake, once he put his feet on the toes of the narrator or of the speaker, passenger, so how much apologetic he was, and that is what the reason that he kept that particular atmosphere in that bus also very lively. So these things, how much it is important, and these things are highlighted in this particular essay that you will discuss with your students with the help of the theme. Now after that, I will talk about the characters which are there in this story. No doubt there are some more characters also, but two major characters I would like to discuss with you, and you can see from the slide also, it is the character of the liftman. And just see the overview, we can give an idea to our students that how the liftman was. He was for example, short-tempered. He was expecting that people should be courteous with him and should show courtesy to him. We see that he was fined in this particular essay for a mistake that he had committed. He had assaulted a man. And very important thing that we talk about the character of this liftman is that this liftman was seriously, very severely, he was hurt by the insult. We insult which was done of him according to him. He insult upon his social standing. We always see, we always many a time, I don't know, but generally you just ask a question to yourself, how do we look at others? Whether we consider all people equal to us, or we calculate them on their social standing, where they stand in a society. So he was really insulted. He was feeling insulted upon his social standing. So that character is particularly is there. This is major character, I will say. And another important character is the character of course, bus conductor. And you can see that this bus conductor's character is really very impressive character, and it shows how much it is important is the civility and good manners in our day-to-day life. Because generally we know, everybody, we can ask our student also that you are also traveling by ST bus in the interior part of Maharashtra. My students, they travel in bus and other vehicles in Mumbai by BST bus and local train. So we know how much particular arguments takes place and how much how differently people behave. But if we follow some certain civility, good manners, it is really very important. Another thing about the character of this conductor is his pleasant personality. See, if your personality is pleasant, you spread that pleasantness to everybody. In the course of this lesson, you will certainly see there are many examples about the helpful nature of the conductor, that you can say that indicates the you can say upbringing of that conductor. And we can talk about that example which I had just talked, how he had trampled writer's toe by mistake, but immediately he was so quick that he apologized in humble way. That shows his presence of mind. So these two characters are very important. Apart from that, passenger's character is there. So, but these characters are not that much important. These two characters plays very important role in our particular essay on saying please. Now, about my next move. See, this means when I'm talking these things, I expect my teacher that if you will go, or if you will follow this particular strategy in while planning your daily lecture, it is certainly going to help you a lot. It is certainly going to bring a change in students' understanding also. So here, deliberately, I means no doubt, as I told you in the beginning also, that we cannot teach the whole lesson in a day, line by line, or by getting it read from the students. So it is always better as a teacher, I feel that we should give a small or gist or the summary, overall summary of the story. And while giving summary, since we are conducting online lectures, we will we will particularly include our students, and we will make them also active. And as a part of that, just you all are very well known, you all are very experienced teacher, but I just would like to say that how we can involve our student in our teaching. And here also, I expect my two teachers will read the summary for you all, and we will not talk anything more on that. Just I want them to read in actual classroom. After reading the summary, you can initiate discussion, you can talk on the summary, so that once again the understanding of the chapter, or when you will actually begin dealing with the lesson, your problem will be sorted out, because you have already prepared the ground for that. So I request my some of the participants to read a few paragraphs. Yes, who? Yes, I can see Kajli. Kajli madam, will you read it for us?
This is for me. All right.
Yes.
Excuse me, please. Now I request Sri to read.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Sri Vidya madam. Sri Vidya madam.
Evening, Bagde sir, and
Yes.
all my teachers here. In the essay on saying please by A.G. Gardner, we have the theme of courtesy, civility, morality, responsibility, and control. Taken from his many furrows collection, the reader realizes after reading the essay that Gardner may be exploring the theme of courtesy and the benefits of being courteous to others. The story of the lift man and his pushing of the man out of the lift leaves two people to suffer. The lift man who is likely to be charged by the police and the man himself who was pushed out of the lift. Though some critics might suggest the lack of courtesy shown by the man who was pushed out of the lift is enough for the lift man to take matters into his own hand. The lift man only suffers by his actions, whereas if he had taken the moral high ground and continued to be polite to the man, he may have in fact changed the man's approach to him. By showing civility, the narrator argues that more is to be gained than if one is ill-mannered or ill-tempered towards another person. If anything, the liftman has lost his peace of mind and possibly his freedom.
Yes. Continue the reading.
The narrator's example of the conductor is also interesting, as a conductor at all times appears to take the moral high ground despite what he may think of his passengers on the bus. He never judges anyone and is apologetic when he makes a mistake, something that is noticeable when he stands on the narrator's feet. Though an accident, the conductor ensures that he apologizes and that no offense can be taken. This may be important, as Gardner may be suggesting that just as a liftman lost his patience and peace of mind, the conductor, on the other hand, remains morally upright. He is sensible enough to know when he has made a mistake and when he must apologize. Unlike the liftman, who has taken matters personally and as a result has broken the law, which takes precedence over any ill-mannered approach that one may receive from another person. Legality takes precedence over moral laws in the eyes of the society. And one is left to deal with a perceived moral injustice by oneself without the support of the law. Whether the reader agrees with this is a different matter, as loss of peace of mind over a moral slight can result in a law being broken or others who are innocent being affected.
Thank you, Shri Vidya. I will continue to read by Kajli. Hello, Kajli.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
For us?
Is this that same short summary going on, right?
Yes.
Gardner may also be exploring the difficulties that can be incurred by an individual when dealing with the public. The liftman acted inappropriately, while the conductor, on the other hand, is wise enough to know that it is better to be sweet to each passenger than to offend them. Not only does the conductor keep his peace of mind, he also ensures that he is not responsible for breaking the law, though the conductor may feel like doing so. In contrast, the liftman and the conductor are two different types of people. The liftman loses control because he feels slighted in some way, that he may be deemed by the man entering the lift as being inferior to him. While the conductor, on the other hand, does not lose control of his emotions, rather he continues to be polite, well-mannered, and civil to all his passengers. It is by losing control that the liftman faces the serious charge of breaking the law. Morally, the law is not responsible for how the liftman has been treated. The law only deals with issues of a legal nature. It is also clear to the reader that the happier of the two men is the conductor. The liftman, having lost control, acts irresponsibly, whereas if he takes the higher moral ground that is shown by the conductor, he still keeps his peace of mind and acts morally superior to the man who did not say please. This leaves the reader realizing that regardless of how one is morally treated by another person, the path to follow is not to retaliate or query an indiscretion that may have been felt, but to rise above the indiscretion and maintain one's dignity. At all times, ensuring that one can keep one's peace of mind without having to lower themselves to the level of the perceived offender, something which may be difficult to accomplish, though worth the effort, as matters of gratitude can have an effect not only on the offended party, but also to those in the offended party's circle, something which only leads to further disruption and misfortune to an individual, despite themselves being innocent of any law that they perceive may be broken. In reality, it is better for a person to overcome how they might feel having been slightly morally and to take the higher moral ground.
Thank you, Kajli, for nice reading. Well read summary by both of you and everybody. So these manners, these etiquettes are really very important for we all. Now, after discussing all these things, let's come to the exact extract. Means, see, till now, what we did, indirectly 100% we have prepared our students to learn that particular topic. Now students have clear-cut idea about the title of the story. They knew the theme. They know the summary now in detail. They know the different characters. Now you are going to deal the extract. I am not going to teach this extract, but we will talk about the technique. See, I think our VOS sir, Avinash Rade sir had given us one different method in webinar 2. He talked about sticky notes. If you really would like to make our students to read, to understand, self-understanding has to be done, you can use that method. Wonderful method was taught to us by our Nadeem Khan sir that day when he discussed the safari of that Chandrapur, that Nagzira forest. So different methods are there. Here, you can use any method which is suitable to your students. You have to change it as per the requirement. I expect here that whenever you are going to do this any extract, some certain following things you should follow. Suppose you have decided and extract this much. This is the extract that I have decided to deal here. Suppose we are going to discuss this much extract. How are you going to deal with that? Following steps we should follow there. For example, you should introduce that prose chapter, and I hope I have followed the same format here. I have introduced our chapter on saying please to our students. Then, of course, you must have your teaching strategy 100% ready before you are going to enter in your class. How, which method, what are the things, how you are going to check the understanding of the student. That strategy has to be checked or kept ready. Or how or in what way you are going to make student understand the vocabulary, how you are going to deal with the difficult words. That strategy has to be ready. Of course, you have to, before actual beginning of the lesson, you have to decide, you have to divide your text, that is lesson, into smaller chunks. Means suppose this lesson, probably some teacher may take 4 lectures to complete this lesson, whereas some another teacher may take 6 lectures. It depends on the understanding and the social or the area from where your students are coming. So accordingly, you will decide your own, you can say, unit for that day to teach. You will prepare a separate plan to teach vocabulary. You all know that our teachers really need help for vocabulary. And therefore, when you are using this particular, for example, if you are using sticky notes technique, I hope that will one of the best method for give them more idea about the antonyms, synonyms, or the different shades of the meanings of the word, and even small questions you can put them, and step by step, even without you, when child or the student is reading at home, he will be able to understand it. Then of course I will expect model reading from the teacher. I'm not going to read it here for us because you all are very good teachers. You all know how to read. But I expect that before you actually start teaching of your extract or the prose that you are going to deal, you should read as a teacher to the students. That will help them a lot. Then ask for silent or the intensive reading. Whenever the students, means after your reading, if the students are doing silent intensive reading, make them understand, ask them to underline the you can say important words, adjectives, nouns, correct, and difficult words, etc. So that will help when you will actually discuss this lesson with your students. Then after doing all these methods, means when you will discuss this lesson, you have to test the comprehension, how much your students have understood. We need to find out, and for that also your strategy must be ready in advance. It means indirectly I want my teachers that whatever topic or whatever section chunk that you have decided to teach on that day, on the same day you should try to give them an activity or assignment on that, so that you will immediately, or you can verbally, orally you can ask it in the class, and you can test the understanding of the students. And after that, last thing is the testing application. Means you have to test, we have to find out whether students are applying these things in their today life. For example, after teaching this lesson, I expect each and every student from my class will follow some etiquettes, will keep, will understand the importance of these manners, how much important is civility, and they will try to implement it in their life. So that is also, this is, you can say, our external observation will be there as far as this lesson is concerned. And from this point, I just would like to talk about one type of method, teaching method, and or the teaching strategy. I would like to talk about a little bit about inquiry based learning. Now, what is this inquiry based learning in the classroom? Actually, this inquiry based learning, why do I insist, or why would I like you to think about it? Because this will help our students to research, because research tells that, research also has proved that students learn better or the best when they construct their own meaning. See, if you will use information or inquiry based learning, of course students will learn to construct their own meanings. And inquiry based learning triggers curiosity among the students. We have to keep curiosity alive of our students, and therefore inquiry based learning has to be used. And very important thing is that in inquiry based learning, teacher's role is minimum, and I think that this is what you all will love, because students will be more active, teacher will be only a facilitator over there. Actually, in inquiry based learning, actually there are 4 steps, there are 4 different steps that according to Walpert Goran, he has given 4 steps to follow over there. He had written one wonderful article in the education, in his education article. The title of that article was, "What the heck is inquiry based learning?" What the heck is inquiry based learning? In that article, he has mentioned these 4 steps. I will just go through it. Students develop their first step is that students develop their questions that they are hungry to answer. Means in inquiry based learning, students, they will particularly develop their questions, those questions that they are very hungry to answer. So that hunger will initiate among the students. Then students will research the topic using the time in class. They will think seriously. They will go in detail on that particular time in the class time only. Then after doing the research, students themselves will present in the class what they have learnt. So see, in all this particular method, teacher is only a supervisor. Teacher is only an observer. So students research the topic using, student presents what they have learned. And last step is that students reflect. Reflect means think. Students reflect on what worked about the process and what did not work about the process. It means they themselves will find out what went smoothly and what went wrong and where I need to improve. See, Walport Goran in 2016, he has told that in a classroom where students research a topic and then present their findings, actually, he says that inquiry-based learning allows students to learn deeper and wider than ever before. You know, in traditional teaching, teacher is more active. Students are passive. For example, just now, you are just listening me. Whereas in previous few slides, I involved my teachers in this particular session. But in traditional teaching, teacher is only active and students are less passive, or they are not active, or they ask less or no questions only. They are only listeners. And they answer only those questions, the questions which are posed by the teacher. Whereas in this inquiry based learning, we allow our students to ask their questions. Students are free to pose their questions. They can ask these questions among them. We allow students to research. So this angle, different aspects of their personality are also developing. We convert information into useful knowledge. The information is automatically getting converted into useful knowledge, and teacher can ramp up the level of students' engagement. By doing this, we as a teacher, we can certainly, we will ramp up the level of our students. And I expect that whatever extract that I have selected, you as a teacher, you will use any of the method which are told and discussed by respected teachers in our webinar series, or any other method that you are finding useful to your students. So do not stick to one particular thing. You will find out which is the best. And therefore, I'm not going in detail of this extract, but you all 100% know first two passages or the paragraphs I have taken, and where I have we have talked about the incident where the liftman was treated very badly by that person, and he asked him just stop. So the liftman got angry, and that incident is narrated there. Then how much important moral or the civil behavior is important, how this type of particular rude behavior or uncivil behavior is not a legally punishable act. All these things are told here in these two slides, and therefore I just don't want to talk about that, but this is how you can adopt different methods and talk about this. You can say teaching, you can actually do the teaching of this particular lesson. And once when you will complete your whole lesson in 4 or 5 lecture, at the end we need to find out some message that we are getting from this particular lesson to the students. And I will ask one of the teacher participant here to read the message of this essay on saying please to all my teachers. Who will read it? Sachin sir?
Sure, sir, I'm ready.
Yes, please
The
read it.
message
It's
is,
a very short.
there is no law that can compel people to have good manners. No law can force people to be well mannered, but the civilization, culture, manners, and tradition of all good nations enjoin a man to be civil and tolerant. So, people should have good manners to make their lives easier and more pleasant. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin sir, for nice reading. Well read. And this is the message that how much important that whatever law you may bring, but no law can force us to follow the good manners. And therefore, it is only your upbringing, your civilization, your culture, tradition, manners only can bring we all people together and can make us civil and tolerant. And therefore, we should have to follow all these things. It is very easier to be more pleasant than a rude person in the society. And after talking this message, Sachin sir, can I take 5 more minutes, because officially I have reached to 5:30 and I should not take more than this.
Please, sir, you can. You can take.
So my only the last point that I would like to discuss with you is that after teaching that day's topic, we should think about the assessment, or we should think about the comprehension, understanding of the topic. I expect all my teachers from Mumbai and Maharashtra that every time, whenever you are selecting a topic to teach, do prepare some assignment for your student. No doubt in our textbook, the format or below the textbook, brainstorming activities are already given. So you can follow the pattern over there. Only the thing is that I will expect you, as in our paper we generally see A1 to A6 activities are given. I expect you, teacher, to give at least 3 to 4 A1 activities, so that whole extract will be covered. And that also variety of activities you can discuss here. Same thing you can apply 3 or 4 different activities on A2. And I hope everybody here know that A1 is a global understanding. This is not a topic to be discussed here today, so there is no question about that. A2 is a complex factual. So third one is inference, interpretation, and analysis. So every type of activity, I would like you to give at least 3 or 4 different activities. Let's just see. I have given you some activities here. For example, A1 activity, true or false. We will not read it, but we can prepare one true or false activities. Or same, on the same extract, another A1 activity you can see. Choose the correct alternative and complete the following sentences. So same extract, but it is 100% possible for us to prepare variety of activities, and I 100% want my teachers from all over everywhere that they should practice these things actually. Don't depend on anything available to you. Work on it and prepare your own material for that. So here I have given this other activity. Then you can see third activity, again A1 activity only. Summarize. Select 2 most appropriate sentences which suggest the theme of the extract. And see, we have already discussed the theme also. For example, it is given etiquettes and manners are very important for a person to live in a society. Being civilized is more important than being educated. The extract deals with the types of manners and funny incidents of rude people. The writer wants to highlight the point that law can punish you if you are rude. And I hope you will easily find out, and your students also find out. Look at the second A2 activity, give reasons. So there I have given one activity here, give reason. We can add some more activities to that. Look at the A3 activity, interpretation activity, that interpret the statement. See here, student need to write his own interpretation, what he understand, what he comprehended. I have deliberately included answers also here. Fourth activity, personal response. I expect you as a teacher, you will prepare 3 to 4 different personal response activities on this. For example, I have given here, suggest some ways to encourage people to adopt social behavior. So at least, of course, I can make it more clear. Suggest 2 ways to encourage people to adopt social behavior. Whenever we are setting a paper, we have to be more clear to our students. Our statement, our question should not be vague. Correct? So that also we need to think about. Very important is the language study question. In language study, that is grammar. I think that on this extract, I can prepare as many questions as I can. This lesson is talking about 2 grammar topics here. That is, you can say, change the voice. It is main topic that is discussed here, but you can prepare as many activities as you can. And in our question paper, we are asking only 2 activities. But I want you to prepare more and more activities. Let the student be exposed to different type of questions, and automatically, without your help, your students will learn all these things in detail. So different type of language activities I have given. Still language activities continued. See, it means you can prepare plenty of questions on one particular topic. And the last activity is a vocabulary. And everywhere I want that no activity should be repeated. Means when you will prepare your set for your college exam, let's see that if you are setting one activity, that activity should not be repeated. Same here in vocabulary also, you can talk about the variety of activities, match the column, fill in the blanks, use phrases. Correct? Here I have given find out the antonyms of the words from the extract, and you remember that. Then here detailed reading, if the student has done a detailed reading, if student has understood the topic, he or she will be able to answer it particularly or perfectly. Or even prepare a word register for the word law, and plenty of other activities also can be dealt with. See, teachers, I have exceeded the time limit which is given to me, and I think with this I have tried to give you a different approach to teach a prose section, and I hope you will utilize it in your day-to-day teaching, and you will get more and more response from your students. Finally, I hope that the topic that which I discussed to you must have been clear to you, and I would like to say thank you to all of you that you gave me a chance to speak, and you all teachers, you were very polite to, or very means you heard me in a what I can say that you were very cooperative with me throughout my session. I here put an end to my today's webinar. Thank you very much for that. Sachin sir, over to you.
Thank you, Anil sir. Before we move to query section, there is a surprise for you. It's not a surprise totally, because I would like to tell you your old friend, your good friend, who is right now a good friend of yours from Y. He has Mr. Vivek Supekar.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I would like to, very proudly, I would like to mention to you that Vivek sir and so many others across Maharashtra are joining us daily, and Vivek sir has joined each and every session of ours from webinar series 1, 2, and 3rd till date. And as he is your friend, I thought it must be he must be mentioned. He's a vice principal of Kishanville College Y. Again, there was a message from Sri Natarajan sir, who is a former CM of for English for Mumbai Divisional Board. I couldn't find him. If I request him if he is there, I could not find him with his name. Maybe he is with some other name of the device. Here's I wish you all luck and all praise. He was for you. And now we move to the chat box and the questions.
Yes, please. If somebody will read it for me, it will be better, because it goes very.
I will do it for you, but as of now, including Praveen Mole sir and other people, there is only praise I can find. I don't find any question
Oh.
as of now. I request President Sunil Patil sir to help me to find, how many lectures?
Sir,
Okay.
it is just flooded with thanks and just greetings, and it,
Yes.
Thank
the
you,
session
thank
was
you.
so, it made everyone awe, and that's what I think you cleared all the doubt with the passage of in the flow of speech, and
Yes.
so I couldn't find any query over there.
There is one,
Still,
Sangeeta madam.
we announce
Yes.
if anyone has any query, please can raise hand so we can unmute. Only raise hand option is there.
I could read Lagbir madam's message. Thank you, Lagbir madam. You
Sir,
all
there
people's
is-
blessings are very important.
Yes. So
I
there is
have
one
learned-
query from Sangeeta Chowdhury madam. She says, how many lectures are enough to teach this lesson?
Yes, dear teachers, I think that it differs from the college or teacher to teacher. Maybe a teacher who is teaching St. Xavier's College in Mumbai or Ria College in Mumbai may teach this lesson in 4 lectures, or maybe in a same college. In one division, a teacher may require 6 lectures, whereas in another division, he may require 4 lectures. So it is as per the situation over your place. You can certainly take, at least I think that it will require 4 lectures for you to complete this particular lesson on saying please. Minimum 4 lectures are required, but it may vary from teacher to teacher.
Sir, Dr. Gajanan Malokar says, what is the significance of Chesterfield's story at the end?
Sir, that story is again related to the manners. It talks about the civility, and therefore it is even not only that, even this story is related with the open window also. And therefore, all these are linked with our civil manners while we are living in our society, our manners and etiquettes. Yes, sir. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out. There are so many
KP Patil sir has raised some query. Sachin sir, will you
Kirti College.
Yeah, KP Patil.
From Kirti College.
Yeah, I can't find it, sir, here.
So shall I read it for you?
Please.
Yes.
Please explain the meaning of the phrase, very trying calling. In the following line, I am disposed to think that there are few classes of men who come through the ordeal of a very trying calling better than bus conductor do.
Yes, he says that it means there are many people, or the people they say that around us, that they say that we are better than the community which we call as a conductor, because generally we see our experience about the conductor is that the moment we get inside the bus, they are shouting, they are asking us to stand in a queue. So it says that there are some people who say that we are better than others. Means always it happens that when we live in a society, people in front of us, either they underestimate us and they overestimate themselves. It talks about that.
Yes, sir. There is Mr. Zumbar Dhagne wants to know what is the importance of the references in this story.
Importance of
references.
But any word, if he gets that, suppose
he hasn't pointed out any reference.
That is what I am telling you. See, there are so many references, means below that lesson, so many things are given to us, means for extra study, students are given some topics there. For example, they are asked to correlate this topic, compare this topic with open window. It means the reference is that actually writer would like us to understand how different things or how different manners, etiquettes, etc. are very important in our day-to-day life. How we need to be civil, how we need to have a presence of mind. What is wrong even if you have not committed a mistake and saying sorry if you can avoid a fight or the quarrel at some place? I think that is always better. Why can't we be pleasant rather than getting angry at every time?
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Dr. Gajanan also seems to be very much satisfied with your answers.
Thank you.
He has said a nice and fruitful session. Before we move to respected Ramesh Nanavade, sir, I request someone, Patil sir, do we have some queries from Facebook?
No, I couldn't find, sir. But all praise words are there, praising words.
Yeah,
are
all
there.
praise. I can't find only
Yeah,
praise.
praise is there.
They are praising everything, including
That
your
is-
activities, various activities. Thank you very much, sir. Over
That
to
is
you,
you
Shri
all
Ramesh.
people's greatness.
Over to you, Shri Ramesh Nanavade, sir.
Thank you, sir. Myself is Ramesh Nanavade. I take an opportunity to express myself, my feelings of gratitude towards today's speaker, Sri Anil Bagre sir, for his valuable session, full of minute details of each and everything. Really, this session has proved, sir, very informative. And more remarks have been received in this respect too. I also thank to all our stalwarts for sparing their precious time. Some representative I would like to mention like Dr. Deepak Damodare sir, Dr. Gajanan Malokar sir, Avinash Rade sir, Praveen Mule sir, Ikshita Sen Gupta ma'am, Jayashree Jangle ma'am, Tushar Chauhan sir, Prashant Bhagwat sir, Vivek Supekar sir, Dr. Lagbir Kaur madam. I know it is not possible to mention all the dignitaries. Time has its sense. We have to follow it. So again, I thank all the dignitaries, every participant, and one and all who contributed to make this session good and well. Over to our President, Ili Sri Sunil Patil sir, to conclude the session.
Sunil sir, can I say just a word before?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes,
Sir.
I'm really thankful to each and every respected members who joined from everywhere. Thank you very much for sparing your time and making Eli platform rich today. Thank you very much. Sunil sir, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Ramesh sir. Thank you, Bagre sir. Yeah, Ramesh sir, you are aptly said it that it was really very methodological session which cleared all our doubts. Thank you, sir, for that. And now let me announce tomorrow's session. We will have a session on another writing skill, and it is mind mapping. We will be enlightened by another eloquent speaker, Srimati Manjula Beed ma'am. So see you tomorrow at the same time, same platform. Till then, goodbye from Team Eli. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.